Welcome to the Horse Talk Show.
You never heard of a talking horse?
With your host, Louisa Parton.
I want to be a famous rider. I should like to race.
Presented by Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital.
Truth is, I help horses with people problems.
Now here's the Brit on the bit, Louisa Parton.
Yeah, baby.
The Larson family has been farming hay in Idaho for generations with a mission to always provide high-quality hay products at a fair and reasonable price. Larson Hay loves to meet new customers while always honoring the ones they already have. Find Larson Hay on the web at larsonhay.com, like them on Facebook, and definitely visit one of their locations. Larson Hay, Idaho's finest alfalfa, and our television broadcast sponsor. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital. Thank you for joining us on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larson Farms, our broadcast sponsor, Idaho's finest alfalfa. I'm Louisa Barton in the CEP Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital of the world. We have a great show lineup for you. We have news first and some announcements and mentions. And then we have Dr. Adam Cayot, who will be joining us to talk about the reasons for you to be a veterinarian, and especially an equine veterinarian, because there is a serious shortage at the moment. The AAEP is actually focused on encouraging people to become veterinarians and technicians in the equine world, because there will be a shortage. So Dr. Cayot's going to give you all the reasons why you should be one. Then we have Mandy McCutcheon, a really huge name in the world of reining. Very excited to have her joining us to chat a little bit about their horses and what they do. And I was so impressed with clearly how much they care about their horses, the longevity and health of their horses, which was fantastic. In the second half of the show, presented by Palm Chevrolet, we'll have Dr. Alberto Rullan from the Equine Performance Innovative Center to chat a bit about rehabbing horses and the importance of the way that that is done. And then we have actually a wonderful introduction to Ryan Menton, who is new in the back part of Nirvana Medical Spa. She's not new to people in the front who've known her wonderful, pretty smiling face for some time. But she is new in the back because she has moved on to being an esthetician, which is wonderful. So now you get wonderful Ryan, back and front of Nirvana, and how we want to pamper the equestrian, because most equestrians don't take care of themselves nearly as well as they do their horses. And then the closing segment, we're going to share with you some news from Monmouth Park that Robert Bulger, dear friend of ours, has contributed to share with us some wonderful things going on there in the racing world. And then we have a little shout out also for Dr. Natalie Solomon with some real miracle stuff with the miniature horse Frosty, whose story we have shared with you somewhat over the past few weeks. So we hope you enjoy the entire lineup and that you'll stay with us. Also, if you're more of a radio person, 97.3 The Sky on Saturday morning, odyssey.com, worldwide, all over the world. You can listen online on Saturday morning. And then, of course, we're on a number of podcasts. And tomorrow, this show will air on Equus Television 6 to 8 times throughout the entire day. So you can tune in on any smart TV network if you can't join us on Facebook tonight. I'm going to start off with some announcements. We have got a very exciting Customer Appreciation Day coming up for Seminole. We're going to share that event with you now.
Mark your calendars, September 24th and 25th for the Seminole Stores Customer Appreciation Days. Come on down for great sales and giveaways. The 40 West store will celebrate Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Bellevue's location is Saturday from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. with free gifts, raffles, promotions, and discounts on feed and tack, store shelf items, farm, lawn, and garden supplies. Visit our Seminole Feed Facebook page for more details. See you there.
And that was September 24th and 25th in the location on West Highway 40 and in Bellevue, just on the 24th on the Saturday. That is such a great day to be there and be appreciated. And we will be there as well, getting some video and some shots of you guys enjoying all the wonderful reasons to be at Seminole and be really appreciated. Also, upcoming in October, the Hobby Horse Equestrian Games. This is part of the Equine Initiative presented by Piranha. Going to be a really, really great event, October 22nd, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's going to be at the Florida Horse Park, who is helping to sponsor this event. Part of the proceeds do go to the Emergency Equine Fund at the CEP Foundation. There'll be vendors, food trucks, hay rides, horse demos, a horse breed exhibit, an all-breed horse parade, free admission for all ages. You will learn from top equestrians from the safety of your own stick horse that you could bring from home if you'd like, or use one of ours, in show jumping, dressage, horse racing, reining, roping, barrel racing, and polo. Presented by Everglades Equipment Leesburg, your local John Deere dealer. Also want to thank Larson Farms, Larson Hay, for sponsoring the hay rides. We also have Invictus, the Ocala Polo Club, and of course the Florida Horse Park supporting this amazing event, plus the CEP Equine Initiative and Piranha, helping people to learn about all the different breeds and disciplines that we have in this area and beyond, getting a chance to meet and greet some horses and ponies as well, and learn about the breeds, as well as meet some famous equestrians from this area. And I'm rather hoping that we can talk Mary Phelps into being there with her Breyer Shetland pony superstars who've won gold medals, and she's certainly a wonderful lady and famous herself. So we really hope that you'll be able to join us for this event from 10 to 4 at the Florida Horse Park. Don't forget, Ride for the Cure, the 2022 Alzheimer's fundraiser this year is October 7th, 8th and 9th at the Shangri-La Trailhead. This is a wonderful way to raise funds every year for the Alzheimer's Fund, and also just to enjoy yourself on your horse with a camp out and a poker ride. It's a lot of fun and it's a great fundraiser. So we'll certainly hope you'll check that out online. Ride for the Cure 2022 Alzheimer's fundraiser. Again, October 7th, 8th and 9th. Don't forget that Stirrups and Strides, the Therapeutic Riding Center, is presenting their annual event in January. It's an urban cowboy night. That is, did I say January? If I did, I didn't mean to. December 3rd, 2022. There is an early bird at 4 p.m. The tickets are available for sale. Tables also can be sponsored. You can sponsor the event itself. It's going to be a lot of fun, 5 to 9 p.m. They're having that at the Stirrups and Strides Center there in Citra under their covered arena. So that should be a really, really fun event. And don't forget, you can dress up as Dolly Parton if you'd like. My waist is not nearly small enough and my hair is not nearly blonde enough. A wig will do. But I will be a judge of Diva the Dolly, so Diva-like Dolly, rather. And that again, December 3rd, that's a Saturday, and it will be a Dolly Parton look-alike contest, which is at 6:30 p.m., and that is a fundraiser. It's $20 to enter. So if you think you can make yourself look like Dolly Parton, then come on down and prove it, because I'd like to see you all there, and it'd be pretty exciting to pick the winners, or to help pick the winners too. So, and of course you can look like Dolly at any stage of life, although I don't think she's changed much. Just my opinion. Don't forget the Heart of Florida Youth Ranch, looking for help with their equestrian program. We're trying to get all of the horses fostered at this program. This is a foster program for children who come out of abuse situations, whether that be trafficking, drugs, sexual and physical abuse. These children have been through a lot, and they are fostered at the Heart of Florida Youth Ranch, where they live. They go to school and come home to this facility. There are currently about 29 children there on site. They actually have room for 38. And part of their program is equestrian. So learning about the farms, learning about the industry, learning about what it takes to look after a horse farm, from mowing, fencing, grooming, general care of the horses. They also learn to ride, they learn to tack up, they learn all the all the hard work that goes into horse owning, and it's definitely an emotional support system for them as well. So if you can help, it's $95 a month to foster a horse. And this is Patches, 19 years old, a mare, very, very sweet, trusting, calm, and caring, helping those kids. So if you can help, you can reach out to Brenda at 352-425-0709. We'll be back in just a few minutes on the Horse Talk Show with Dr. Adam Cayot. Stay with us.
This show is brought to you in part by DAC Vitamins and Minerals of Florida. All horses need a solid immune system, excellent joint support, a healthy gut, and DAC has all the vitamins and minerals they need with the NASC stamp of approval. So like them on Facebook now or go to feeddac.com. DAC, it makes a world of difference.
With over 70 years of collective experience in the horse industry, Lip Chip was built with integrity by horsemen for horsemen. Introducing the Chip Link system, powered by Lip Chip, where a 15-digit unique ID becomes a key to unlock not only identity, but also health paperwork, owner information, and even photos of each horse. So simple, even a child can do it. The future is here. The future is Lip Chip.
Enhance your horse's performance, fitness, strength, and rehabilitation with state-of-the-art equipment. ETI treadmills offer the finest European engineering, the highest quality filtration, and no chemicals are required. Follow Equine Therapy International on social media or at equinetherapyint.com. Equine Therapy International provides technologically advanced therapy for horses worldwide.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital. I'm Louisa Barton for Equus Television and the Horse Talk Show, here with Dr. Adam Cayot from Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. And I'm going to ask Dr. Cayot a few questions about, first of all, why he decided to be a veterinarian, and then also all the benefits there are to being a large animal vet. Dr. Cayot, thank you for being with us in person, the real thing.
That's right, instead of being on the telephone.
You did your hair for it too.
Just for the show. You got it.
Tell me a little bit about what it was. I know you loved horses and large animals growing up, and you wanted to be a veterinarian. Share with us a little bit what kind of made you make the decision, and then why large animal, not small?
Right. Well, one of the things that drew me to the profession were I grew up on a 20-acre farm, and we had cattle and we had sheep, and somehow I got the horse bug. And so I grew up showing horses. I did a little 4-H stuff in the beginning, and then I went on to show hunters and jumpers for a long time. And as I was doing this, I said, the only people that seem to make a good living at this are either the trainer or the veterinarian. So
good point.
So I thought, well, I like this industry. I love being around the horses. I like that whole feeling, the whole vibe, and so I kind of directed my career path to that. Through a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, I was able to get into vet school and come out. And so far, 21 years later, it's been a very nice career. I like doing what I do because I love working with the horses, but you also have to love the people that are that are dealing with the horses. I've yet have a horse pay their bill. So, you need to have some rapport with the people that own horses and understand them and love them like you do. That kind of drew me to it. Everything else that's happened is just by happenstance, but it's so nice for me because I'm lucky. I have this wonderful job here in Ocala, which is a beautiful place to be. There's a ton of horses around, different kinds of horses, all different breeds that you can see and work on, and I appreciate that. The other part that I like is I like being able to go out, and I'm driving around all these different farms, and as I get older, I look around and I feel so blessed to be able to see what I see every day, and this is a beautiful part of the country, and there's beautiful parts of the country everywhere that have a lot of horses. So that's what I like. The people that you meet, I've been lucky enough to meet people that have shown their horses in the Olympics and have are famous around the world, and that's kind of cool.
So here's your bill, and can you autograph it, please?
Yeah, exactly. I try not to be that way, but yeah, there's been a few times, there's been a few times that I've been starstruck a time or two, and but that's cool. So and it's not just horse people. I've been in touch with other famous athletes that have happened to be horse owners. So you get that, and it's nothing against dogs and cats and the small cuddly animals, but I'd rather get kicked than bit.
Good one.
So, as far as that goes. So it's just kept me, that's what got me into it. That's what I love. Certainly the hours can be laborious and can be long and that sort of thing. But I'm lucky enough that I have support from my family and that allow me to do this and do what I love. And it just helps out. And it truly is a labor of love. And I think, we certainly, none of us veterinarians get into this for thinking we're going to make $1 million or anything like that. That's not what we do it for. We do it for the love of the horses. We do it for the appreciation of what they give and what they do to people and how they enrich their lives. And, that's what we do it for. So.
How do you feel when you save a horse's life and it's not looking good and it makes that turnaround and you played a part in that? How rewarding is that?
It's a relief. It's like, oh, thank God that went well. Because certainly we try. We try a lot of times, and it makes you feel good, and the appreciation that you get from the owners and those that love that animal is second to none, for certain. But it's, it doesn't work out all the time that way, but certainly when it is, we say a little prayer, thank you, and glad that it works out, because it gives us, makes us whole and makes us complete as far as that goes. And yeah, this is what we're doing, and this is why we do it.
Now, horses can be very challenging, and diagnosis can be challenging at times. So many symptoms horses have mimic other diseases, and it can be quite difficult when you kind of discover through examination, testing, and a variety of different ways. How do you feel when you figure out what's going on? Is that has to be a good feeling as well, because it's much harder, in my opinion, to be a vet than a doctor for people, because you can't ask the horse, where does it hurt? How do you feel? What's going on? I feel like that's more challenging, but then that challenge has to be kind of a wow achievement when you do discover what's going on.
No, absolutely. It's kind of like putting a puzzle together. It's kind of a riddle, and you start with, you try to get as much history as you can, and all these pieces come together. The history, what's the horse been doing, what happened, everything behind that. How's the horse been acting since, it's been abnormal or whatever. And you take all that, and then you take your diagnostic tools that we have, and we try to put them all together, and you come up with an answer. And a lot of times, don't always, but a lot of times you do. There's plenty of times where we don't know, and unfortunately that does happen. But when it comes together with all the plans, and you're like, yes, this is, it's a great feeling, and you feel like you're doing right by the animal and those that love it.
So overall, you would never go back and do anything different than what you did?
No, looking back, I would not. It's worked out. It worked out great. I was this close to being a human dentist. I was this close.
Ooh, teeth, no.
I was this close to being an orthodontist.
No people teeth and no people feet. Yeah. No way.
So it was, whenever you go into this profession, it's always good to have a backup plan, because it's very hard to get into veterinary school, and if that doesn't work out. And I wasn't a 4.0 student at all. I had a ton of experience. I was touching, mid 3 to 3 to 4, and so I needed a backup plan. But as it all turned out, I'm here, and it worked out well.
So Dr. Cayot didn't have to be a 4.0 student, doesn't have to sit in an office all day long, gets to drive around beautiful farms, save horses' lives, and meet famous people and famous horses. You can't go wrong.
Yeah, it's a pretty good gig.
That's an amazing career, and 21 years later, you're still a very happy man in the job that you do.
A little grayer, but happy. Yeah.
And you can't do much better than working at Peterson Smith Equine Hospital in complete care and being the vet for HITS, Horse Shows in the Sun. So that's got to be a great experience too.
Oh, it is. That opportunity opened up for me last year, and we continued on this year. Tom Strazzeri that runs the HITS program reached out to us. I thought it a great opportunity, because that's what I grew up doing, showing hunters and jumpers, and that's kind of my wheelhouse, so to speak. And it's been a great experience, and I hope to continue doing it for a while.
Wonderful. Dr. Adam Cayot, the reason to be a large animal vet, and many of those there are. So we certainly hope you'll consider this career. Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show and Equus Television. Thank you to our presenting sponsor, Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care, and our broadcast sponsor, Larson Farms. Also, thank you to supporting sponsors, DAC Vitamins and Minerals, Seminole Feed Stores, Piranha, TT Distributors, and Midnight Rose Equestrian.
This show is brought to you in part by Seminole Feed Stores, family owned since 1934. Manufacturing fixed formula horse feeds with mindful monitoring and quality ingredients right here in Ocala in an all-natural, non-medicated feed mill. Seminole Feed, simply the world's best and safest feed. Like them on Facebook now or find them at SeminoleFeed.com.
If you're tired of the rigours of keeping your horse's water troughs clean and free of algae, you need the Drinking Post Waterer, an automatic waterer for horses, livestock and cattle. Field tested for over 40 years. The Drinking Post Waterer is the gold standard of non-electric automatic waterers. Check them out on Facebook or find them on the web at dpwaterer.com.
Horses. Piranha! Oh no! Oh, the humanity! Oh, piranha.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Hi, I'm Justine Dutton, Grand Prix show jumper and previously international event rider, coming to you from Notting Hill Stables in Ocala, Florida. Here at Notting Hill Stables, we use Equine Therapy International PEMF Activomed blankets on all of our show jumpers. These help to relax muscles and promote blood flow and circulation. We use the Activomed blanket on a daily basis as well as at competitions. It helps us a lot at competitions, especially before they start jumping. The tense horses really like it because it just helps to relax their muscles so they feel ready and confident to go in the ring. After the horses have jumped, we like to put it on and it really helps with recovery. I would highly recommend Equine Therapy International and all their products for all your therapeutic needs. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital. That was great to see Justine Dutton's smiling face. I miss you, Justin, if you're out there watching. Great testimonial there on Equine Therapy International products. You need to check them out online. They are extremely reputable company with some of the best product line for horses in the world. So check them out. Justine Dutton said so, so you know it must be good. We have an interview coming up next with Mandy McCutchen, a huge name in the reining world. Thank you to Shannon Rafus, who actually will be at the Hobby Horse Equestrian Games, coaching and judging the reining part of the Hobby Horse Games, for the invitation to the North American Reining Stakes at World Equestrian Center. Beautifully put on show and so well done. Gigi and I were quite blown away by the awards in the awards room, and some of the prizes were just some of the best I've seen. Some things I actually wanted sitting in that room. Some really amazing trophies, and it was great to watch some of the very, very top names in the reining world actually at World Equestrian Center competing. So it was a great event. So thank you to Shannon Rafus for sharing that with us, and not only for that, but bringing people in to talk to us who really are the biggest names. And Mandy McCutchen and her family and her husband's family certainly are some of the top names in this sport. So we hope you enjoy this interview. One of the things I think I was most impressed with was how much they really care about each horse and the longevity and health of the horse. So that was pretty impressive. So here's Mandy. I'm Louisa Barton with the Horse Talk Show and Equus Television here at the World Equestrian Center for the North American Reining Stakes. And we have a little reining royalty here, so I'm kind of honored, and I want to thank Shannon Rafer so much for getting us the opportunity to talk to the McCutcheon family. And I have Mandy here, and it's definitely an honor. So, Mandy, tell us. I studied up a little bit on you, and you started out as a hunter jumper with Peppermint Bonbon. That's it. I love that name. And you did hunter jumpers and actually added reining later and did both all the way through. I think the birth of your first child. Tell us how you got started in the hunter jumper world, and then how you balanced doing both so well.
Well, actually, I started doing the all-around way back before I did the hunters and jumpers. I did the horsemanship, the showmanship, all that. My parents, Tim and Colleen McQuay, had a business doing everything. My mom did the English part, my dad did the Western part, so we kind of did everything you could on a horse. Then my mom started to specialize in the hunters and jumpers more, my dad in the reining more. So then I went to the hunters and jumpers and showed ponies and horses and all the way through my amateur years and everything. In the meantime, when I was like 10, I started showing reining. So from the time I was 10 until shortly before I had Carly, about now 16 years ago, I did both the hunters and jumpers and the reiners.
Now, pretty amazing that two families came together, and I think your husband actually lived in Italy for a while, and when he came back, the two of you rekindled friendship, eventually romance, got married, but brought together two really incredible families. Talk about like that dynamic is just amazing, I think.
Well, thank you. We're so proud of our kids. They not even as much for what they've accomplished as far as winning. They've been crazy successful and obviously very proud of that, but they genuinely love what they do. They love horses. They love the sports that they're in. Carly has a strong passion for the hunters and jumpers and the reiners as well. I mean, she loves doing that as well. It's just she doesn't have as much time as she used to because she's jumping so much. And Cade's, ever since he was real young, he would go to the barn when he was in high school and ride his reiners before he had to go to school because he had basketball practice after school. So there wasn't enough time in the day if he didn't ride in the morning. So they both really have a strong love for horses and a love for what they do. And I mean, you can't be successful at this without having that.
That's true. What about, are they competitive? Are they I know both families are very competitive. I know when you guys all get together, you even have competitive sports for fun going on, right? So is there a lot of that in the family? Is there a lot of like desire to win?
Oh yeah, everything's a competition in our family. Everything. It doesn't matter what it is or what we're doing. Somehow they're gonna gamble on it, bet on it, prove they can beat the other one. Yeah, Tom and Cade golf a lot together, and they're always exchanging $20 bills walking off the golf course. So I think it's everything is a competition in our lives, but we're lucky because it is a competition in things that we love doing.
Talk to us about the love of the horse. It's obviously in both sides of the family, and they're obviously very important to you. How do you keep them healthy and well and keep them going and give them longevity in their careers?
Well, it's something that's very important to. I was raised that way by my parents, and Tom has a strong compassion for horses as well. And so, actually, when we built our last place, we built it sort of around that. We have an aqua tread, we have a saltwater spa, we have a TheraPlate, we have a MagnaWave, we have lasers, we have all the things that you need to make your horse feel better. And when we originally built, we built it just for our private use. We have a lot of vets around us that send horses to use all that stuff as well, and I'm thankful for that. So, it's real important to us. Beamer machines, wrapping legs, poulticing at night, all the things that we can do because they're athletes, and without them, we have nothing. So
it's great to be a McCutcheon horse.
Well, I hope so. We owe everything to them, so we try to make it great for them.
Tell me a little bit about some of the greatest honors you've received. I was going to read off all your accomplishments, and the list would have been a whole segment all on its own just to read them off. So tell us what was kind of the greatest accomplishment for you, and do you still have a bucket list, or you've just had such an amazing career?
Well, with the hunters and jumpers and stuff, I had quite a few championships and wins that I'm proud of. You know, I won the Talent Derby at Gladstone. I won the winner's stake at Harrisburg. You know, a couple different things like that. With the Reiners, I'd have to say being a Hall of Fame member is a big thing for me, and being on the team that won the gold medal at Normandy and the individual bronze for me, those are right up there with what the biggest things for me. You know, I've won our non-pro fraternity 10 times, and that's pretty. The 10th one was pretty cool. So, you know, just things like that. Obviously, I'm a $3 million rider. I'd like to get to 4, I guess.
Another million would be great.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, you know, we do a lot with young horses. So right now we're bringing our 3-year-olds out for the first time here at this horse show. And every year of the year, it's a new thing, and you're learning another young one. And so I think that's what keeps it fresh for us, is doing the young horses.
That's amazing. And how do you like WEC and this particular show's obviously brought some top names and really exceptional riders?
Yeah, this facility is second to none. I mean, like, how amazing. You never have to leave. I almost didn't rent a car, but I thought it would be a good idea. But, I mean, like, you never have to leave. You can get whatever you want here, including there's going to be a medical center soon. There's another hotel going in. I mean, your shoes don't get dirty. Your cars don't get dirty. The stalls are amazing. The horses are so comfortable, so healthy, so happy. You know, the mattresses they can sleep on. I could take a nap in there with them. So everything has been great. And Vinny welcomed us with open arms. He's been so accommodating, at least for us, and friendly and checking on us. So it's an amazing place. What they've done is simply amazing.
Well, I think it's incredible the way your family does this together. Obviously loves the horses and puts the horses first, and you, your husband and your kids have accomplished so much. Congratulations, hats off to you, and thank you for sharing this amazing sport with us and our listeners.
Thank you, and thank you for having Carly on when she was here last summer. I appreciate that. She enjoyed it.
That was wonderful. Thank you. Hall of Famer Mandy McCutchen here with us at World Equestrian Center for the North American Reining Stakes. I'm Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show.
Current equine microchips can migrate by up to 30%, causing difficulty when scanning. With over 70 years of collective horse industry experience, LipChip offers a new, more effective method of microchipping, partnering with veterinarians and technology experts to ensure humane and practical microchipping. LipChip was built by horsemen for horsemen. Nowadays, the performance horse industry is in need of both integrity and transparency. LipChip is the future of horse microchipping, with cutting-edge technology functional for every discipline. Find LipChip on social media, and for more information, lipchipllc.com. The future is here. The future is LipChip.
This show is brought to you in part by DAC Vitamins and Minerals of Florida. All horses need a solid immune system, excellent joint support, a healthy gut, and DAC has all the vitamins and minerals they need with the NASC stamp of approval. So like them on Facebook now, or go to feeddac.com. DAC, it makes a world of difference.
World-class equine rehab promoting faster recovery is available at the Equine Performance Center Ocala. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy, an underwater treadmill, a saltwater spa, an aquapacer, MagnaWave, a vibration plate, swimming pool, massage and laser therapies. With post-surgical care, memberships, packages and BOGOs, EPC delivers a rejuvenated horse through proven and innovative rehab. Like Equine Performance Center now on Facebook and find them on the web at epcrehab.com. Larson family has been farming hay in Idaho for generations with a mission to always provide high-quality hay products at a fair and reasonable price. Larson Hay loves to meet new customers while always honoring the ones they already have. Find Larson Hay on the web at larsonhay.com, like them on Facebook, and definitely visit one of their locations. Larson Hay, Idaho's finest alfalfa, and our television broadcast sponsor.
Welcome back to the Horse Talk Show.
You never heard of a talking horse? Well, listen to this.
With your host, Louisa Barton.
What does it feel like to be in love with a horse?
Presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience.
Back in the saddle again.
Now, here's your pretty Louisa Barton.
You're fab, you're switched on, you're a bit of all right. Yes. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital. Welcome back to the Horse Talk Show. I'm Louisa Barton, your host and executive producer, and have the honor and pleasure of having Dr. Alberto Rullan here from the Equine Performance and Innovative Center in the horse capital of the world. Dr. Rullan, it's lovely to have you with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Let's start off with where your interest in rehabbing horses really began, because we've had quite a lot of testimonials about how impressive this process is with you. So kind of share how that began.
Thank you. Yeah, I would love to. I was born on the middle of the mountain, almost at the top, on a Caribbean island. Beautiful.
Sounds lovely.
Yeah, it was great. We would ride horses pretty much every day. My dad would even ride the horses to the bar. I remember it was amazing. Then one day, one of my main horses was training for a horse show and got injured. Both hind legs, a traumatic injury on both hind legs. And that was quite a moment for me, because the horse was suffering for a very long time and there was no veterinarian in town. So I was 8 years old at the time, and I was so negatively impressed, that there were so many doctors for people in the town, but there was not one single veterinarian in town, not for horses, not for anybody. So I saw my stallion suffer for hours before he actually got any help. And at that moment, I made the decision that I was going to spend the rest of my days getting a veterinary career, learning how to be a vet, and getting prepared to treat horses that have leg injuries. So I didn't know how it was called, but I wanted to be a lameness veterinarian. Mm-hmm. And I believed that any horse should get the proper veterinary attention, because no horse owner should have to go through what I felt when I was 8 years old. So
it must have been devastating.
Yeah, yes. Desperate and helpless, mm-hmm. right? And I know that this is not unique. I know that this story is not unique. Many horse owners and trainers have a similar moment or episode where their horses or a horse has been injured, has been in pain, and it's just you feel helpless, not being able to help. So I promised to myself at that moment when I was 8 that was not going to happen again. And that's how I got into this into this industry.
Yeah. Yes. So really from a very young child seeing a need. So when you first see a horse, and we're going to use competitive show horses mm-hmm. as kind of the example, show horses, race horses, because obviously they are working at quite a level. They're obviously pushing, being pushed to compete and win, and obviously that's what we do in horse sports. So when a horse gets hurt, it can be a significant, obviously significantly upsetting to the owner who loves the horse, and then also affects its longevity and its future show career. So we've had a couple of guests on the show who have shared with us that just how incredible it is to not just see the horse recover, but also to see the way that it recovers and the length of time when it comes back into work again, that they don't have to spend getting that horse back to really square one so it can even train. So kind of start with the examination process and how you, when you first see a horse, how you evaluate the injury and find out what it really needs.
Perfect. So let's spend some time on that. Sure. There are 3 basic things that any horse needs to recover. One of them is anatomy, and I will get to that.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is the mode of treatment. In our case, we are very big on biologic treatments, what used to be called regenerative treatment, PRP, stem cells, etc. And third would be the rehabilitation. These 3 things need to go one after the other, after the other. Let's start with anatomy, for example. We have the musculoskeletal system, the body, that is composed of bones, cartilage, ligaments, joints, tendons, muscles, etc. It's extremely important to know what is injured.
Right.
A bone, for example, the bone is the main structure, is what keeps the skeleton walking. The bone let me give you another quick story. Everybody has heard the racehorse that has broken a leg in a race and cannot run anymore or has to be put to sleep. We used to think that those bones was a bad incident, a bad luck type of incident, but in reality, it's a repetitive event. So understanding the anatomy, understanding the bone, knowing that bone most of the time has to go through a fatigue and has to have a previous trauma, some previous sort of injury in order to break is very important.
Right. You're right. Not just a bad step, but something that was going on.
Exactly. That's what's so important to know what structure is damaged. That's why anatomy is so important. Let me give you another example. The ligament. What is a ligament? A ligament is a structure that puts 2 bones together, sometimes 3 bones. It's very important to know if the ligament is damaged because you need to know the blood supply of the ligament. How are you going to rehab that ligament? What function does it do? A tendon. I like to compare tendons, for example, to rubber bands. A rubber band, it connects a muscle to the bone. That's pretty much the definition of a tendon. It's a connection between a muscle and the bone. The tendon could get damaged as well. And we're going to use that knowledge later on the treatment and rehabilitation of the problem. Same thing with the joint. It could be in a joint. That's when they develop arthritis, when they develop trauma to the joint itself. The joint has fluid inside. The fluid might get inflammation, etc. Then once we have identified the proper anatomical area, then we choose the treatment. One of our favorite treatments is PRP or stem cells or other biologics, or back in the days they used to call them regenerative medicine. We're kind of moving away from regenerative, and I will tell you a little bit later why. But let's put it biologics. They come from the same horse. There's usually a misconception or some confusion of PRP and stem cells. A lot of people call PRP stem cells, or they think it's the same thing.
They think it's the same.
But it's actually it's actually not slightly, it's quite different. When you do PRP, let me give you an example. How you get PRP. You draw blood. Everybody has seen blood. It's red. You spin the blood in a centrifuge inside a tube, and it separates in 3 layers. The top layer is called plasma. The middle layer is called the buffy coat. The bottom layer is red. Those are the red blood cells. What PRP is nothing more than getting a little bit of that middle buffy coat, mixing it with a little bit of plasma, and go back in that tendon, ligament, that injury or the joint, and injecting it in. That's what PRP is.
Pretty simple.
Very simple. Stem cells is slightly different. What stem cells do, imagine a tree. And a tree has a seed, right? So a stem cell is like the seed of a cell. Let me make it even simpler. You have the skin cell. And that skin cell, long time ago, was not a skin cell. It was a seed.
Hold that thought. The noise of the whinnying horse is a sign that we have to just close out this segment. But if you're waiting for the rest, it's okay. It's coming. Dr. Rullan will be right back with us on the Horse Talk Show. Thank you to our presenting sponsor, Palm Chevrolet, and broadcast sponsor, Larson Farms. Also, thank you to supporting sponsors, Equine Therapy International, Nirvana Medical Spa, the Equine Performance and Innovative Center, Summit Joint Performance, and Equestrian.
This hour of the Horse Talk Show is presented by Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, where the entire team is committed to making your experience in sales and service hassle-free and easier than ever with no games or gimmicks. Come in and visit on Southwest College Road or online at palmchevrolet.com. A second-to-none experience with all the amenities. Palm Chevy, find new roads.
For equine edutainment at its best, join the CEP and Friends at the Florida Horse Park, October 22nd, 10 to 4 p.m. for the Hobby Horse Equestrian Games. Presented by Everglades Equipment Leesburg, your local John Deere dealer. Learn horse sports from the experts and compete from the safety of a stick horse. Enjoy a magnificent parade of horses, the vendor village, food trucks, and more. With free admission for all and for the best in horsing around, check out the Hobby Horse Equestrian Games on Facebook. Bring your stick horse or make one of your own while supplies last. See you at the park.
Nirvana, Ocala's premier medical spa, is leading the way in great skin with all the newest in treatment options, offering prejuvenation for younger clients and rejuvenation for all ages. Nirvana knows you want to look your very best, but we've all seen people with the telltale signs of too much work. We want you to look like you, just better, brighter and younger, with all the newest and best in technology and all in the most beautiful surroundings. Like Nirvana Medical Spa on Facebook and find them on the web at nirvanamedicalspa.com. Become a better, brighter and younger you. Piranha, your trusted leader in insect control for 50 years. The official fly spray for World Equestrian Center. From the strongest water-based equine spray in the blue bottle to the familiar and long-time favorite in the yellow bottle. Wipe and spray, we've got you covered. If you're looking for effective plant-based fly spray, then look for our Zero Bite in the green bottle. Check us out online at piranhainc.com. That's Pyranha, piranhainc.com, to learn more about Piranha's entire family of products. Piranha, it works.
My name is Dr. Natalie Solomon. I formulated Equestrian with cutting-edge science and technology alongside the passion that is represented by a lifelong love of horses. I created a product that I would trust for my horses because they deserve nothing but the best for their bodies. Horses rely on us to take care of them, to love them, to respect them. This is how Equestrian came to life. Equestrian, CBD for your horse that you can trust.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital. Back on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to Larson Farms, our broadcast sponsor, Idaho's finest alfalfa. By the way, last week I had breakfast with Betsy from Larson Farms, and can I tell you, she invited me to Williston, just north of Ocala, to a place called Sister's Place. And I'm just going to tell you, it's not like any food my sister ever made. No offense. Unreal. The best breakfast I've had since I lived in the United States of America, which is many, many, many years. The best biscuits I've ever had in my life. And I can't say enough about the Fortner family and the Fortner farm, and what a wonderful experience. So if you haven't gone to Sister's Place in Williston, You need to go and check it out. You will maybe stay for breakfast and maybe leave for a couple of hours and come back for lunch, because that's what most people do when they go to Sister's Place in Williston, so check it out. Coming up next, we have a young lady, Ryan Menton, who has actually been with Nirvana Medical Spa for some time, but she's worked up front and loved what she was doing there so much, helping so many people feel better about themselves, that she went to school to be an esthetician. So she's now serving Nirvana in the back part of the medical spa and doing a phenomenal job. Clearly loves what she does. And how does this come back to the equestrian world? Well, we don't pamper ourselves nearly enough because we own horses. They take all our time, attention, and dollars, and they get all the pampering. So time to pamper some equestrians and definitely not be as hairy as our horses. So here's Ryan Menton coming up, Nirvana Medical Spa. Welcome back to, no, just kidding. Welcome back to the Horse Talk Show presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to Larson Farms, our broadcast sponsor, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Very excited to have a special guest in the studio from Nirvana Medical Spa. This segment is actually because equestrians tend to not take care of themselves. They tend to take care of their horses. The four-leggeds are definitely the priority, and in the horse capital of the world, we feel like our equestrians should be taken care of too. So no better place to be a better, brighter you than at Nirvana Medical Spa. And Ryan Menton is here with us. She's actually a familiar face to the clients at Nirvana Medical Spa from the front as you're welcomed when you arrive there. But she's kind of upped her game, and she's moved into the position of esthetician, where she actually can take care of clients and the services as well. So we're going to talk to her a little bit. Ryan, tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, so I started working at Nirvana almost 2 years ago. 2 years will be in January. I started doing front desk, and then I fell in love with aesthetics. I fell in love with Nirvana. I fell in love with how the clients felt when they left, the confidence that they had, the smiles on their faces. So I went to esthetician school locally, and I stayed working at Nirvana, but I already knew mostly everything just from working there. But I finished in April, and now I'm trying to do full-time in the back as esthetician.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
Wonderful. I bet the clients love to see a familiar face that they already know and love, and now you're able to do this. So we're going to talk about some of the services. And what I'd like to do is start with hairy equestrians, because I am one. And, you know, we live in a place where when we're not wearing our riding breeches or our jeans, we're quite often in shorts because it's warm almost year round here. And certainly in the summer months, we're in shorts and bathing suits when we're not on our horses. So being hairy is a problem. So talk to us a little bit about waxing, the procedure, and the benefits.
Yeah, so we do full body waxing for females at Nirvana. We do
bikinis, legs,
yes,
faces,
yes,
yes, good.
And then for males, we just do chest and back. But waxing is just really good if you don't like to do the time-consuming shaving, if you get razor burn, ingrown hair. If you want it to last a little longer, then we usually suggest waxing. And there's a lot of myths for waxing, that it's painful, you know, your hair grows back thicker, that type of thing, which isn't the case. Usually people that get waxing tend to fall in love with it and come back every time we suggest.
And don't you find, and I can speak to this for myself, don't you find that even if somebody maybe is a little like taken aback the first time they wax, that they actually become so accustomed to it, because I'm so accustomed to it. So I think the more you do it, the more you get used to it.
Yeah, and the more you do it, the thinner your hair gets, and then the less you may need it. We usually say every month, depending on the area that you're treating, but it could become every 2 months, every 3 months. But it just helps if you have, you know, hyperpigmentation from shaving, ingrowns, razor hair, burns, then you won't get that with waxing.
And what's really nice is for people like me who have to shave like every other day in the shower, if you do waxing, you might get a month or at least several weeks out of it, which would be wonderful, right? time-consuming wise for equestrians. That's another issue. Is we have no spare time. So how nice to be able to pop in and get that done and save yourself all the shaving time. And people really do come and have full body waxing. I've never had full body waxing.
Yes. People get addicted to waxing. They love the way it feels. They love that they don't have to shave. Also, when you live in Florida, we're always wearing shorts, sundresses, bikinis. We're always in the sun. So it's just nice to not have to shave and not be hairy. Exactly.
Right. Now, if you have lighter skin or more sensitive skin, are you more likely to maybe have a mild reaction? And if so, how long would that last?
So if you are, everyone's different. Usually we say fair skinned tend to get red. It's normal. It should subside in like 30 minutes. But if you're prone to razor burn or
to any kind of a issue with shaving, then you might be to begin with the waxing. But that would, as you said, subside fairly quickly. And then the more often you come back and redo, obviously, the less sensitive you are to it.
Exactly.
But long term, helps to thin the hair, removes it for longer, saves you a lot of time with shaving, and something that you definitely get used to and actually can even get addicted to, because it's so much easier and simpler, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Anything else that you want to add about waxing?
I do not
just that you feel like it's definitely a benefit.
Yeah,
for
I
clients.
think you'll really enjoy it. Ditch the razor.
Ditch the razor, right? That's
exactly.
perfect. And they can schedule to come in and see you for that.
Exactly.
And I'm sure just the way that already the rapport I have with you, I can see that you're very sweet and kind. So obviously you're very, you give easy going with people, especially when they're new and maybe a little apprehensive.
We always say if your provider's comfortable and they know what they're doing, then you feel comfortable. The treatment, waxing sounds scary, but if you're comfortable with me, then the service will be wonderful.
Obviously, that part's easy, so that's wonderful. So equestrians who want to pamper themselves and take care of themselves and also want to save themselves some time, not having to shave every other day, waxing is definitely the way to go, and Ryan would be happy to take care of you at Nirvana Medical Spa, where you can be a better, brighter you. Thank you to our presenting sponsor, Palm Chevrolet, and broadcast sponsor, Larson Farms. Also, thank you to supporting sponsors, Equine Therapy International, Nirvana Medical Spa, the Equine Performance and Innovative Center, Summit Joint Performance, and Equestrian.
Hi, I'm Alan Davies with Equine Therapy International. Today we're at Engineered Equine Performance, celebrating the new Saltwater chilled treadmill. This particular chilled equine saltwater treadmill is a game changer. As you can see, the finest materials are used, the filtration system, coarse, fine filtration, no chemicals. We use UV, ozone, combination of filtration to keep the highest water chemistry standards. Being a saltwater unit, only the finest stainless steel and materials are used. That's important when it comes to longevity and cost of service over the life of the unit. This unit also has integrated massage jets with fine bubbles and coarse air bubbles for the therapy. The control system on this is Siemens industrial grade, top of the line technology, straight from Germany, but also serviceable here in the US.
World-class equine rehab promoting faster recovery is available at the Equine Performance Center, Ocala. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy, an underwater treadmill, a saltwater spa, an aquapacer, MagnaWave, a vibration plate, swimming pool, massage and laser therapies. With post-surgical care, memberships, packages and BOGOs, EPC delivers a rejuvenated horse through proven and innovative rehab. Like Equine Performance Center now on Facebook and find them on the web at epcrehab.com.
This show was brought to you in part by TT Distributors, dedicated to bringing their customers the largest selection of quality horse supplements, products, and farrier supplies in Florida at affordable prices. Also online at ttdistributors.com.
This show is brought to you in part by Summit Joint Performance, promoting a healthy, thick synovial fluid, decreasing inflammation in the joints and improving the cushioning properties of the cartilage pads. All age horses can benefit from Summit Joint Performance.
Maria Lacasse of Midnight Rose Equestrian's background is in natural horsemanship and dressage principles, with a main focus on maintaining a balance of communication and correct biomechanics between horse and rider. Come to her farm, or she'll come to yours. Allow Maria to help you and your horse to unwind and balance to increase performance so that you can both be the best you can be together to build a lifelong partnership of success. Maria Lacasse of Midnight Rose Equestrian is a graduate of the Equine Natural Movement School for Equine Structural Integration and a Florida School of Massage graduate. Find Midnight Rose Equestrian on social media and on the web at midnightroseequestrian.com and book your massage for your horse and you right away.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital. Back on the final segment for this week of the Horse Talk Show, presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to Larson Farms, our broadcast sponsor, Idaho's finest alfalfa. I'm Louisa Barton, downtown Ocala in the horse capital of the world. And got to do some shout outs for my dear friends, Robert and Bobby and Lisa Bulger, who have been following the show for, I think, quite a few years. I don't know how many, but I've managed to run into them with Ronnie Turcott a few years ago, and that was lovely too. But Robert was kind enough to send us some photographs and some updates from Monmouth Park, who have really brought things back since they were under the COVID restrictions, and they've reopened their picnic area, which has been a big deal because that's a lovely area for people to socialize. But shared some great photos with us from there, and a little bit about the Haskell, which of course is a win and you're in for the Breeders' Cup. It was a very exciting race, and it was actually won by a track record performance by Cyberknife, who of course was trained by Susan Montaigne here in Ocala, and had all his starting work here, and apparently he was quite a naughty horse, but they managed to channel that into some good energy. Florent Giroux was up with trainer Brad Cox, who we've interviewed. We love Brad Cox. And actually only won the Haskell by a neck over Very Game Tiber, ridden by our dear friend Mike Smith. This performance became the story of the day, surpassing what was to be another story. And so that was a pretty great and exciting time. And Bobby, as you can see, got to meet a lot of famous people, including Chad Brown himself. But one of the biggest days at Monmouth Park this season was the horse deemed by many as the 2021 true Haskell champion, Hot Rod Charlie, came through Monmouth and created a huge buzz in the racing community. He was actually disqualified last year, and Mandaloon was handed a Haskell trophy instead. Many in attendance felt it was a bad call. But you know, when they call it, they call it. And then another exciting horse, of course, Mind Control, who's now trained by Todd Pletcher, who's also at the barn there at Monmouth Park, and has been an absolutely amazing, incredible horse. And he upset Hot Rod Charlie by a nose in the stretch duel for the ages there on a day that appeared to have a higher attendance than even the Haskell day. So, you know, Bobby's like living the dream. They're loving every minute of the racing world and sharing it with us from Monmouth Park. So, and then as the Queen of Monmouth, Shahama won the Monmouth Oaks. That was also another great race. And he actually visually picked this gorgeous lady out in the paddock without needing to know another thing. So watch out for this Todd Pletcher trained filly down the road. She won the Oaks easily and is all class. She's actually stabled at Pletcher's Monmouth Barn and ran in this year's Kentucky Oaks. There's the disabled jockeys group there. We love them. We love to support them any way we can. That's the PDJF, huge success. All the jockeys come to support and serve beers and wines to the publics, including Jersey Joe Bravo, who returned for a short time as well. So great stuff there from Monmouth Park. So definitely follow them and follow the Monmouth Park Memories page, because it's always got lots of great stuff. There's loads more from Bobby Bulger here that I'd love to share with you. Can't share it all this show, but But lots of good stuff. So we hope you'll check them out and really enjoy the activities there. It's a beautiful track. I've been there and I just love all the history. It's fantastic. I want a quick mention for Dr. Natalie Solomon of Equestrian, the green pharmacist. Frosty, who had a wonderful week of rehab at the Equine Performance Center, actually went to Natalie's afterwards so he could be stalled and have some time off the grass, and actually had his butte on the last day at Epic, and has actually not had any butte now for several weeks while he's been over there at Dr. Natalie Solomon's. And there he is, bucking and running around the field on her Relief CBD. So he's feeling so good. I'm so glad he hasn't had to have any more butte, because as you know, you don't want to have to give that every single day. And he hasn't had any. So shout out for Equestrian and for Dr. Natalie Solomon, that she has got such an incredible product. This little miniature horse is now galloping around and feeling really good. I also want to share an absolutely wonderful ride that I had with Letitia Glenn last week. I went to ride Flash with her at her farm, and I just had an absolutely amazing experience. Flash is he's such a neat guy. He's such a lovely horse to ride. As you can see, he doesn't even have a bit in his mouth. He's such a good boy. But that saddle that I rode that day was the most comfortable saddle I've ever ridden in my life. It's like sitting in a sponge. And that was one of Letitia Glenn's Natural Horseman saddles. And it was actually a new one. I think it was maybe its first ride, but just beautifully made, and every little detail, even having cinches on both sides so that it can be evenly tightened on both sides. Just amazing, like every thought and detail that goes into Letitia's saddles, just amazing. And we got to go ride in the arena there. I love that one. Flash is like love and life. We rode in the arena for a little while so I could kind of get the feel of that saddle. And then we took off across the fields, visited a donkey and some cows out there, rode with a few other people, and just had a really, really wonderful time. But I can tell you, I could ride one of her saddles for hours and hours on end without getting a sore bum. So that is really a big deal when you don't ride as very often. I don't. And Flash there enjoying his post-ride bath, and really, really wonderful. So naturalhorsemansaddles.com. The code is Horse Talk Show for a 5% discount, which is obviously a significant amount. So code Horse Talk Show, and you can go to naturalhorsemansaddles.com, and you can get quite a bit of savings. Don't forget, final reminder, Seminole Feed has their Customer Appreciation Day coming up in September 24th and 25th. It's actually 2 days at the store on Highway 40, where they're going to truly appreciate their customers for being loyal to them, and you can save some money, and there's some great giveaways, and just going to be a really, really fun day. Customer Appreciation, September 24th and 25th on Highway 40. And in Bellevue, just Saturday from 8 to 3 at the Bellevue location. So go and be appreciated. Those are usually a blast. We'll definitely be there at Highway 40 on Saturday and give you a wave and a hi. Maybe we can get a few testimonials as well while you're in there saving money. I know the savings are always fantastic at those events. Don't forget the Hobby Horse Equestrian Games in October 22nd. At the Florida Horse Park. That is a CEP Equine Initiative event. The Equine Initiative is presented by Piranha. This particular event is presented by Everglades Equipment in Leesburg. They are a local John Deere dealer. And thank you to Invictus, Larson Farms, the Ocala Polo Club, and the Florida Horse Park for helping support this event to teach people who don't know as much about the horse world about all the different sports, to allow them to actually play those sports from the safety of a stick horse. And there'll be vendors, food trucks, hay rides, horse demos. There'll actually be horse breed exhibits, and there'll be an all breed horse parade that is free admission for all ages. And it's a great way for you to learn. There's so much to learn in the horse world, but it's a phenomenal way to learn all the breeds and all the disciplines. So you get to actually try those sports, and there'll be prizes and medals and ribbons and just a fun time. So please join us October 22nd from 10 to 4 p.m. at the Florida Horse Park. Whether you're in Ocala, Marion County, the horse capital of the world, or not, happy horsing around wherever you are until the same time next week.